Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about two tight ends, with one just so happening to play for the Raiders, who is going into his second year. And then Brock Bowers is who I'm talking about, but the other tight end is also a tight end who's maybe like on the older side now, I guess you could say. Veteran, I guess he's kind of in his veteran years, I guess you could also say. The 49ers tight end number 85, George Kittle. Now, which tight end am I telling you to draft over the other, factoring in the ADP values of the two players in fantasy football 2025? Well, you probably already know this is coming after I say this, but I just want to say Brock Bowers, you were an absolute stud. You were an absolute stud. I don't know why I doubted you. I shouldn't have doubted you going into last season. I take full accountability for that take, full responsibility. Uh, you absolutely proved my wrong, okay? You owned my bottom on that one, per se. Um, as Brock Bowers was arguably, like, that was one of my Achilles heels going into last season. I was not very high on Brock Bowers, and he finished as arguably the best tight end in football in the NFL, so I will take the blame for that take. That was not one of my not so good calls last year. But this year in particular, you're going to have to pay up to get Brock Bowers in fantasy football. Like, we're talking like maybe even an end of round one. Like, I can see a scenario where like people are like, screw it, I'll just take Brock Bowers. Like, and I just get the positional advantage now. Like, look at what he did last year. Why can't he carry it over? And he might do that, as you could see. Like, he's about like as quarterback proof as they come, especially at the tight end position. As whether it was Gardner Minshew, Desmond Ritter, uh, who Aiden O'Connell, it didn't really seem to matter who was throwing the football. He was just making plays. What if I told you, okay, so would you rather draft him? He was about like a 1,200-yard guy, I think. Yeah, 1,207, 5 touchdowns. End of round one to early round two, maybe later round two at the latest. That's basically where you have to take Brock Bowers now. Like, you have to pay a premium to get this guy on your fantasy team. Is that what you want? Or would you rather draft George Kittle, who was arguably like the tight end two last season? I don't know. It was pretty neck and neck. I'll have to check the statistics between George Kittle and Trey McBride last year. As well, both of them, both Kittle and McBride finished as top three tight ends, but I think Kittle actually finished as the tight end two. If he wasn't the tight end two, he was the tight end three, but either all, that's also very good. And he was just under 100 yards behind Brock Bowers. Caught more touchdowns. He like doubled Brock's, just about doubled Brock Bowers' tight end total at about 10, I believe. I'm talking about Kittle. And also George Kittle. Um, he basically missed a few games, but also, like I said, like, he was also elite when he was playing. It's just George Kittle is one of those guys that you can bank on. If he stays healthy, he can produce, and it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is. So, sorry, I kind of spaced out a little there. Um, so, me personally, I can probably see myself. I'll let someone else in my league pick Brock Bowers ahead of me. Not because I'm totally like out on Brock Bowers. That's not what it is. I just think he is going very high, and I'll be willing to take another elite tight end that can probably compete with Brock Bowers for the highest potential ceiling in real life and in fantasy football. And I'll get that guy in George Kittle like rounds later, as I'm checking ADP, and that's most likely he's going. Like, you can get him later on compared to Brock. Um, and there's a chance he could honestly finish higher than Brock Bowers. We'll see about that. But give me George Kittle later on for the reasons that I've listed over Brock Bowers when you factor in ADP for fantasy football 2025. But let me know what you guys think of this take in the comments below. Till next time, peace out.